Lou, have you ever seen production values like that?
Not for a decade.
It's just top of the line. Welcome to Husky Huddle. I am one of the hosts, your co-host, Steve Cully, also known as the best podcast host in the universe. Lewis, I don't know if you were aware of that or not, but you're in the presence of royalty. Also, Coach Schuman, the next greatest influencer, as we've passed 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Coach Schuman's Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button to get the best content, not only for UConn, but for all sports. And then our guest of honor, the man who was part of the first UConn Bowl win in a very long time and plays a position I coached and know very well. It's probably one of the toughest positions on the field, tight end. Mr. Lou Hansen. Lewis, thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Lou, don't be distracted by Steve. Steve does every incorrect health thing that you could possibly do on a show, as you're noticing. It's quite an oxymoron when we have Steve on, but because he is good at what he does, we allow him to.
We allow it.
Even though it looks like a cloud of smoke, like we're in a 1945's cowboy movie, 1940s cowboy movie. Steve's out there coming out smoking cigarettes like he's John Wayne. Okay.
Oh, you just compared me to John Wayne?
I'll give you. That's good. That's a good thing for you.
That's great. Yeah, John Wayne probably got laid a lot. So
he did die young though of cancer though.
Yeah, but he lived a great life. I mean, if I'm getting compared to John Wayne, I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week. Lewis, I wanted to ask you, did you guys end up leaving right after the game?
Yeah, we kind of like split up. That was our last day with the team.
Okay. So they let you go.
Yeah, so I'm from here, so I just went home with my family.
Okay, perfect.
Right, because you're a Massachusetts native, so
yeah.
We were wondering about that. God, I was there, and the energy that you guys came out with was, we all felt it. You made all of us. I mean, we traveled pretty well. All the alumni we're so proud of you guys for the season as a whole, and especially kicking the crap out of North Carolina. So really, kudos to you for that.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming out. It felt like a home game out there. It was really cool.
It did, right? I mean, going to Fenway Park, it was in the rain. It was a little drizzly and cold, but to play at a bowl game there, I mean, it's historic. I mean, I was at the Pinstripe Bowl, and then Fenway setup is a lot different. They had you guys on the same sideline, which I couldn't believe.
Yeah,
I thought there's no way that's going to work, but they made it happen. But offensively, I was so happy that you guys started off fast. We drove the ball down. We kicked the field goal. And that kind of seemed like something that was difficult all year, starting fast. Would you say you guys did anything different to this game to try to start fast and move the ball and get some points on the board?
All year, really, we've kind of put an emphasis on starting fast in practice and just kind of going through our openers 5 times before a game, getting ready for the opening drive, because everyone knows team that scores first got a high likelihood of winning the game.
Very true. Very true.
But I think just with how much time we had to prepare for the game, we kind of had more reps at everything. So the plays that we got to pick to go into our openers as our first drive, we were really confident and comfortable with, and I think that definitely played a role.
Yeah, they had a pretty good script coming out the gate, and they moved the ball well. They were pretty balanced, which was good to see. Dave, what did you think from your perspective, from watching it on television, that first drive, how they came out?
Listen, overall, I think we really kicked the shit out of them physically. I think that was a big part of it. It looked like, that's been your guys' forte for most of the season. I think your physicality on teams when you won games, most of the games you won, you took it to teams, and I thought that was a big part of it. Obviously, a bunch of running backs had some really good gains in this game. I think the fourth down conversion to get you guys the fourth touchdown kind of just showed how you guys were really able to kick the crap out of the Fighting Belichicks. So, it was real great to see that. What I think was really awesome, what I think Steve touched on, is how you really came out on fire. I thought both the run game, the passing game, and I think the rhythm with Fagano really kind of starting to become the starting quarterback. These last
Joe played well. Joe played really
the
well.
confidence that I think came with that, not just for him, but with the team, right? It helps to have one quarterback, whoever that quarterback is, the starting quarterback, he's rolling. It gives the rest of the team confidence. And in this case, it's obviously Fagano, and he's really been the guy, and he did a great job of it. Talk about kind of, and you've had a good relationship with him as well. I mean, in the passing game, over the course of the season, you had some really big plays yourself with him. Talk about what you think the relationship with the receivers, tight ends, and linemen and backs is with Fagano, and what's really worked well for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I personally have a great relationship with Joe. We've actually been roommates. We came in at the same time. Yeah, so
wow.
He's been my roommate since we got here, so he's a good buddy of mine. But I think just in general, kind of like you said, having one guy consistently through can kind of help to build chemistry over time. And I think that kind of showed. I think Joe also did a really underrated job of coming in weird spots this year.
He did.
Without that kind of time to get prepared, and maybe he was the backup throughout the week and then gets thrown in the third quarter and plays phenomenal,
He got put in some tough situations, and he just must have that mental toughness to be able to rise to the occasion, because it definitely wasn't easy. I can't imagine, going in the spring ball, you get a transfer coming in to take your job and you're fighting for it. And, he never backed down. And I think that really defined the team throughout the season. You guys never gave up.
You know what else I thought,
Steve?
I don't want to interrupt you, but you know what else I thought was really good? Not only did he not let it bother him, I think he played his role whenever it was necessary, whatever they needed him in. And then in the end, which, listen, it doesn't always work that way in sports. You know this, right? No. But, being the guy wherever you need me to be, like when he was kind of the backup put in there, he did that. When he became the starter, he did that. And the kind of cream rising to the top type of thing.
I'm glad they stuck with him. Yeah.
Happened in his case, right? It doesn't always happen that way.
No.
But it happened. No. It happened in his case. And I thought that's what I thought was a really great thing. Like, he didn't, there's a lot of guys that happens to, that they go into the tank, right? And he didn't go into the tank.
No, he didn't.
He played his role, and then when his opportunity came,
he made it happen.
And I mean, he made the most of those opportunities and showed himself to be the guy, right? And it wasn't like it wasn't a thing where, to me, it wasn't a thing where it was like, oh, Evers was bad per se. It was that Fagano was just the better guy. Okay, so he was the guy who was going to help us win more games. So it wasn't as much a negative towards Evers, even though Evers has things he's got to work on, but it was a positive towards Fagano and how he really played. That's how I look at it.
And like you also said, I think the team responded differently and rallied around Joe a little bit more than they did Nick. Like whenever Joe came in, the team got up for it and the team supported him. And I think that made a huge difference as well. But Lewis, you guys, I love both your tight ends. I love the German guy. How do you say his last name? Is it Honig?
Honig.
Okay. I played in Germany for 2 years. That's why I'm disappointed I can't get it right. But I love when you guys would go 12 personnel and just knock the crap out of people. I mean,
Me
come
too.
off the ball, and you ran some good inside zone. You ran the play I despise, outside zone, but you ran it from the pistol well. And I love the balance that you had. I mean, he only threw the ball 23 times, but he was very efficient. He was 16 of 23 with 2 touchdowns. You got to give him credit. And then Cam and Mel, I mean, my God, you want to talk about 2 backs? They just run angry. They run hard, and you guys support them all the way. I mean, they wouldn't have those lanes to run through if it wasn't for you. So kudos to you for your blocking, because I coach tight ends, and I know how hard it is, because you got to know everything in the run game. You got to know all the pass game, all the different route combinations. I wanted to ask, because I saw the difference that I saw. They moved Joe around quite a bit, doing a little bit more sprint out, which I hadn't seen all year. Was that kind of new? Was that a new package that they put in?
We've added in the
Okay.
offense, obviously more with Nick. He's kind of got better legs, so getting him out of the pocket is kind of where Nick thrives. But I think with UNC in particular, they had a really talented pass rush.
They did, yeah.
Trying to either get the ball out quick or get Joe out of the pocket and kind of
That was
frustrate those
smart.
guys without letting them get to Joe. I think that was part of what went into it.
Yeah.
And I think it was really good to us. Obviously, the deep ball to Skyler was on the move. It was a great throw by Joe, but yeah. So I think that stuff was really good for us.
I think too. I think what's really interesting is Mora handled the transfer portal situation very uniquely, and I was a little critical of it, but I see how it really worked very well for your team.
I was very critical of it.
But I think it worked really well. You had Skylar Bell stay. Other guys decided, to be able to stay a part of the program during that time period. So, it's always a tough thing in the NIL era and how everything works, and not just for coaches, obviously for players as well. Great players are getting contacted probably illegally all over the place. And it's a tough thing. I saw Mora tweeted about it today or yesterday. You saw that, right? He tweeted about it. He's coming after all the guys that are legally contacting his players. And obviously, listen, one of the things is it's a product of your success. You guys have had a great season. It means that obviously the coaching staff does a great job, but the players have done a great job. You've done a great job. And that's kind of the world that it is today. But talk about as far as like when he did come out with that and saying like he's supporting you guys no matter what you want to do. Did that give you guys a surge of confidence really coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a testament to what kind of guy Coach Moore is. He's a player's coach and everyone loves him. And he talked to the team and essentially said, if you got to make a decision for yourself, I understand that, but we built this thing, we started this thing together. Let's go finish it together, and not everybody played in the bowl game that's in the portal, but having guys like Skylar Bellers in the transfer portal playing that game really made a difference. And as a guy on the team, not in the portal, in the game, of course I want Skylar to play. He helped us get to where we are, and I want him to help us get rings, So that was awesome, and I loved the way Coach Moore approached that.
Yeah, I think it made a huge difference.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it did. It's amazing how the subtle things that you do really make a difference, and I think that I know you guys are going to be ready to go, but I think it made a big difference as far as just from a confidence standpoint. You could just play free, not have to worry about anything, and then you could worry about how the chips fall after the bowl game, and then do whatever whatever players need to do after they're able to do. But you guys are one unit, one team for the bowl game, and listen, it made history with respect to UConn. I as myself and Steve as both alumni of UConn, there were two things about it. The fact that it was only the third team to win 9 games, I thought was like, wow, that's kind of a little bit alarming that it's only the third team to do it. But it was a great historic thing. I mean, the fact that you guys won 9 games, and I think, there's only going to be continued success on the Mora. Talk about as far as how you guys prepared coming into bowl week. That's always a little bit of a tricky thing. There's a little layoff and all that kind of stuff. What did you guys do to really get?
And they practiced at Harvard too, which was good because they got on some grass, which I thought was helpful. Is Harvard grass or no?
They were turf.
Oh, okay.
Steve, once again, you're wrong.
They used to be grass when I coached. Yeah. When I coached, they had grass.
It's unbelievable how you can't get it right.
I need a fact checker.
Bowl week, I thought we handled it really well. I think you see in bowl games a lot of teams that kind of don't want to be there and kind of lose interest throughout the weeks leading up to the bowl game. We practiced for a week after the bowl game got announced for a couple days, and then we had a week off. Got to go home and see our family. Okay. And then when we came back, we practiced for another week on campus. And then obviously, like you said, we practiced down in Boston at Harvard while we were there for the bowl week. But we really tried to make it routine, like a normal game, and we ended up just doing 2 weeks. Like we had a bye week, a regular game week schedule. So I think we probably did that different than most teams. I don't think many teams were full pads as much as we were leading up to a bowl game. And I think it showed in the physicality we were able to show at Fenway.
That's interesting. Okay, so you guys hit a little bit more than probably traditionally a lot of teams in bowl. Listen, I
like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I always feel like, and this is obviously also lends to the game that you guys play. If you hit a little bit more than these other teams, the other teams don't tackle as well. You're running through some of these arm tackles. You're a little bit more physical at the point of attack. And it's funny because in today's world, coaches are always obviously concerned about the number of hits for a lot of different reasons, obviously. But when you're able to go and have some contact and be able to get after it, it helps you in the game. It does get you game ready. And the physicality is not all of a sudden a shock, especially when you have that layoff. You know what I mean? A little bit of a layoff. I think that makes a big difference. And you're right. You as you watch these bowl games, some of the teams are just
they're just checked out.
Yeah, and listen, you caught North Carolina off. Like they had some guys that left the team and all that kind of stuff. So they're better. Some of their
it was surprising.
And they they have obviously a transition. But I don't think that I think all that being said, they just thought, oh, we're going to play UConn, an independent team who whooped up FAU and FIU. And,
we're going to walk in and
handle it. You guys just smacked them in the mouth. And they were like, oh, man, maybe somebody, the last of the two independents, they might be better than we thought. UConn and Notre Dame, that's it, baby.
Well, they set the tone the first quarter. That first drive, North Carolina's first drive, their quarterback had not taken a snap all season. The good running back that they had, Hampton, didn't play. Mm-hmm. And they, like, in the fourth quarter, watching them, it was just like out of desperation. They were basically running the single wing. They were snapping it to the running back and running power and ISO with them. And I was just like, well, this is what it's come to. Freddie Kitchens, like he didn't know what else to do.
I was looking up at the clock trying to do some math in my head. Like we got 8 minutes left. They're in the wild.
They weren't rushing. Yeah, I mean they weren't they were down 2 scores, and I mean they could have tried to use the clock and come back, but it seemed like they just wanted to get out of there. It really did, and I think it was because you guys played so hard and put a beating on them up and down the field, offense, defense, special teams. It really was the culmination of your season. And it was so great to see for our alumni. I can't tell you how proud all of us were to see, UConn football back to where, we're getting back to where we used to be. And,
Right.
and you brought us there. And I think that was the first 9-win season since 09.
Yeah, something like that.
The
It was
Orlovsky team.
2010,
Yeah.
maybe.
No, it was 09. I think the International Bowl.
Oh, the international. Okay.
I think it was either that or it was either the 98 season. Because I don't think they had 9 wins before that.
No, I thought they had 9 wins. Right
The
after
Fiesta Bowl, they were 8-4.
Oh, they
going
were.
into that. Yeah.
So maybe it was since 98 season.
I think it was either 98 or
team?
yeah, or it was 09 when they went to the International Bowl.
Okay.
They may have been 8-4, but either way, just a remarkable season. Lewis, I hadn't watched UConn football for probably 10 years. And this season really got me back into it and reinvested. And I think it did the same for so many alums. And that's why I give you guys the credit. And it's so special that you were the catalyst that brought the family back together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that kind of plays into what you said earlier about like the energy we played with and how hard we were playing compared to some other teams that maybe you've seen in the bowls. But just playing for something bigger than yourself and a legacy, like teams, I think that was the 3rd bowl win in program history.
Right.
So teams haven't really been able to do what we were able to do. So being able to play for the guys that came before us in the program definitely played a role in how hard we were playing.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. What's next in the off season for you guys? What are you going to be doing? What's Lou Hansen going to be up to in the off season?
they get
We
a
got a
short
little bit of time off here. We come back
right
to school,
back at it.
I think around the 20th, and then we'll get back into the strength and conditioning. I'll probably ramp myself back up here in less than a week so that I'm ready when that time comes. Coach Brown likes to run us early and often, so got to be in shape when you get there. Can't wait till you get back to school to get in shape.
Because you're going to be the man, right? The other guy's graduating, isn't he?
Alex Onig?
Yeah.
He'll be back with me, so it'll be us
good.
Wow,
good.
that's one of the best tight end groups in the country.
No, it is. They're both excellent blockers. They're good route runners. They catch the ball well. They play special teams. Like I've been impressed with our
Two
tight
pro
end
prospects at the tight end position if they keep staying on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the best show, Lewis. This is the best show.
That's why I'm here.
This is the best show for UConn football coverage. I just wanted you to know that. That's what we do. We promote you guys. We do all we can. We promote Bleeding Blue and Mike Burton and the great job he's done. And, we just hope that I was looking at next year's schedule, not to get ahead, but next year's schedule very well could be another 8-9 win season. You guys have the talent and ability to do it. If the guy's returning,
maybe more.
Yeah.
I think this is a team. I think if this is a team that if they have a great off season and it comes in, I hate making predictions on this stuff, but let's put it like this.
I looked at the schedule.
The sky
yeah.
could be the limit. The sky could be the limit for this team. This could be a team that you could be talking about potentially. And I don't know how the playoff will work next year. Everywhere changes, But
don't go that far.
If you hit it right with the schedule and everything, if you hit it right, there's a chance. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure Maura talks about that with you guys. So, I'm sure he's one game at a time, as all coaches are. But in the back of his head, after this year, he has to be thinking, there's a chance we could be that. Look, he signed a new agreement. He's going to be around.
4-year extension. Yep.
You don't do that if you don't think that
and
there's
he earned
a
it.
chance, right? So I think he thinks, and hopefully, listen, we're all pulling for a conference affiliation, that big win, you know.
I know.
And then obviously that makes it an even bigger thing. We just beat up on an ACC team, and you know, it's
which was needed.
Hey, listen, it's impressive. ACC team with a gigantic stadium on campus, because I just happened to be there over a winter break when I was visiting family, and what, you know, that's what UConn could be, that times X amount. You know what I mean? Because we have the ability to get, like, I think the ability to get linemen and tight ends in the Northeast, and when it gets cold, that, you know, you talk about this a lot, Steve. It makes a big difference.
There we go. As long as you're credited, I'm going to
give you the credit.
You can say it. Yes.
Yes. So you know, it gets cold. That makes a big difference. You know what I mean? And you know, but yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to hold you any longer, but it's phenomenal having you on. Listen, anytime you want to come on and talk football, we'd love to have you on.
Any of your teammates?
Any teammates want to come on and talk football? You know, I mean, how many times you get to be on with John Wayne over here? The ugly John Wayne, Lou. The ugly John Wayne. But, you know, John Wayne, you know.
I got to ask him one question. Before you go. Coach Mora, how would you say that he changed the culture when he came in? Because the culture is completely different now. And that's the one thing I've noticed, and that's the one thing that's brought us back into the fold as far as an interest level, because it seems the culture is completely different. And I hate the word culture, but I'm using it here because I really think he did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't here for the last coaching staff. I came in more second year, but he's definitely built a type of brotherhood that I think when you look at the guys that are in the portal that decided to play with us in the bowl game, I think that speaks to the brotherhood and the culture that he's built here. You know, guys that are anticipating potentially leaving and want to play one more game for Coach Mora with their teammates. You know, I think that's kind of a good example of the culture he's built. And he's built, you know, a rugged, hard-nosed football team. Like you said, when it gets cold in the Northeast, it's tough. It's tough to play a physical, hard-nosed team. That's not a team you want to play ever. He says all the time, you know, no matter what the score is, a team should wake up the next day and say, I never want to play UConn again.
Yeah, you feel it. You definitely feel it. Very true.
But it's definitely been a big transformation. Hearing from guys that were here with the last coaching staff, it's like night and day. I mean, I saw a clip on Twitter a few days ago of UConn losing the Holy Cross in the fourth quarter, and the coach is like, "Bring it up," and no one lifts their arm up.
Yeah. I was at Holy Cross, so yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah. So I think just going from where this team was not too long ago to, you know, 9-4 beating an ACC team in the Fenway Bowl, I think it's been incredible. And it's definitely a testament to what Coach Moore's put together here.
Well, we appreciate everything that you've done. We appreciate the season. You brought the alumni back together. You brought the family back together, and you have our undivided support. We believe in you, and we just want you to know that we're proud of you. And, you know, anyone who wants to come on our show, we'd love to have you guys on during the off season as much as possible, and really enjoy your break, because you've earned it. And congratulations on just a phenomenal win.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Lou. We'll see you soon. Congratulations.
All right, brother. Take care.
Congratulations. Have a great day.
Go Huskies.
Go Huskies.
You got it.
That was awesome. That was great. That's what we're talking about. Hey, do you want to finish the show, talk a little bit? Because I sent you a new Gmail to make you the admin, because I did something. I accidentally took off a bunch of people. So you got to accept that. You'll be the admin, and then you can continue if you want to talk a little more, because I got to run. Okay.
Do I have to click on
accept
one?
And then you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
And then just hit end stream whenever you're done. All right.
I got you.
Great job, dude. I'll see you a little bit later. I'll give you a shout later. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll remove myself here from the show. And now you're sold. No singing.
No singing. All right. It is the Steve Cully Show. Welcome. And we are so happy to be here because I am going to talk about the bowl game. We had fun the night before. I put together a private party for our brethren, our alumni, and it was just incredible. And we had a blast. It was so good to see everyone together, and it just makes so much of a difference when you have everyone supporting each other, everyone happy to see each other, everyone catching up with each other, guys who haven't seen each other in years. I met alumni that I had not met before. So it was a wonderful experience for me. It was a wonderful experience for me, and I appreciated every second of it. 5303. Okay. All right. So the game was incredible. It started out fast. I love that UConn came out and set the tone early and ran the ball. Hearing Skylar Bell's in the transfer portal, I assumed that they came to a deal. I didn't know that he was still actively looking, but hopefully we keep him. Cam Edwards, he's unbelievable. I love watching Cam run the ball. I love watching Mel run the ball. They have such great vision, such great instincts, and our offensive line. I was sitting by the dugout when they came out, and just the size of them was incredible. I mean, they dwarfed me. It was good to see how tough and physical we were up front and both sides of the ball. Jelani Stafford, he's a guy I would love to have on the show. He's a guy that I think is special. He's a guy that I know is going to go far because he is just one of those people. He is just a special dude, and I enjoyed watching him play so much. And then Jalen McDonald, my God, Jalen McDonald was just a dude. He was an absolute dude. He was sideline to sideline, making plays everywhere. And North Carolina, like they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. And coming out, starting off fast, getting up early was important. And then the defense just taking control from there was everything. That's what I like to see most. I like to see the defense take control, and it just takes the morale away from the other team completely when the defense can dominate like that. And they had the touchdown on the kick return, so you knew that the desperation was created. If that was the only way they were going to be able to score, you know they were going to be in trouble. You knew they were going to be in trouble. So I was very happy to see that. And then the second half, we came out again strong. We stopped them the first series, and their only touchdown was in the second quarter, the fourth quarter on the last drive. So that was just beautiful to see. Absolutely beautiful to see. Okay. So I can, yeah. So that was beautiful to see. I can't stress the importance, guys, enough. Bleeding blue for good. Mike Burton has done it all. Him and his team has broken their back all year raising money. So for our collective, so we can have talent like Mr. Hansen, so we can have talent like Cam and Mel, Skylar Bell. Guys, we have to contribute. And I know times are tough. I know people have families. I know all that. But as I said before, this was such an enjoyable season. Like, I had a ton of pleasure out of it. I had a ton of pleasure, and I owe that to Mike Burton, to Mike for reconnecting with me and making me feel part of the team. And I think watching the team's energy as a whole and the way they played, that was inspirational. That was inspirational. It didn't make me it didn't make me long for the good old days. It made me happy to see that everything we did was productive, wasn't for nothing. Everything we went through, everything we built wasn't for nothing. And it showed that these kids care. It showed that these kids believe in Coach Mora. They believe in what we're doing. They believe in this program. They believe in the direction. And Coach Mora has a plan. And he doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. Coach Benedict doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. But we want to help. We've talked with them. We want to help. We have the best content for UConn sports. You want UConn football, you want UConn basketball, you want UConn anything. We will bring it to you. And we have Joe D'Ambrosio, we have Maria Conlon, we have the best of the best. So if you want to raise money, if you want to join the C Club, our platform is the way to promote it. And I'm asking Kevin Freeman, Phil Hunt, give us a chance. And any alumni watching this, tell them to give us a chance, because we will get it done. We will get it done for Bleeding Blue. We will get it done for the C Club. We will get it done for the UConn Foundation. We have the following. We have the best broadcast team, and we produce the best content. The best content is not on the UConn Huskies website. I'll tell you that right now. That locked on bullshit, don't listen to it. You're talking to Steve Cully. I was a 3-year starter. I played professionally for 7 years. I coached for 10 years. Nobody knows football and can analyze football better than me. Coach Schuman played at UConn, was a starter. He coached state championship teams in New Jersey, one of the toughest football states in the country. Dave and I, as a team, have more knowledge than anyone out there producing content on UConn football, UConn basketball. and UConn is our number one priority. So I implore you, cut the bullshit, give us a chance, and see what we can do. I told Phil Hunt, Kevin Freeman, give me 2 months. Give me 2 months, and we will have your National C Club up and running. We will get you memberships. Okay? We have a plan. We haven't revealed it fully, but we have a plan. We're going to have events for Bleeding Blue to raise money. So we saw what one little get together that I put together. I did. Steve Cully, who isn't worth a shit, put together a private party for our alumni because I love each and every one of you. And I wanted all of us to be together and catch up and spend time and enjoy each other's company. And that's what I'm going to do. I promise you. Email Phil Hunt. Email Kevin Freeman. You tell them that you want Coach Schuman Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. You want UConn to sponsor us. You want UConn to use us as consultants because our alumni engagement is non-existent and needs to improve. And we're the guys who will improve it. I will do whatever it takes. I will do whatever it takes. I will make phone calls. I will send emails. I will raise money for Bleeding Blue. I will get people to join the C Club. Whatever it takes. Because you know what? Mike Burton, you bastard, you got me invested. I care. I care. And I know how hard you work. I know how hard you work. I know you run your own business. I know you go to all your son's games at Georgetown and you drive there and back the same day. And then you go to all the UConn games. Nobody gives back more than you. I got to meet Mr. D'Amelio. I almost shit my pants when Mark D'Amelio walked into my party. It's like, holy crap. The billionaire guy's here. I was starstruck. And he took a picture with me. Talk about making my life. I got a picture with a billionaire. And then the other guy that I love, and I'll say hi to, is Mr. Eric T. Bechtel. Eric Bechtel is the coolest dude I've ever met. He is so freaking cool. And I love every interaction that I've ever had with him. He came on Husky Talk and we clicked, and we've had him on Husky Huddle. I'm hoping to have him on Wednesday when we do Husky Hoops. Eric Bechtel is just a great, great guy. So, and then, obviously I give credit to Tommy Collins and Uwe Sunday. Uwe couldn't come to the game, unfortunately. There was no better pure talent than Uwe Sunday. And there's not a better person out there than Uwe Sunday. You want to talk about loyalty and friendship? Uwe has been there for me during some very, very tough times, some dark times, and I'll never forget that. Tommy Collins was the one who said Husky Talk would be good. Husky Talk would take off. And Tommy Collins unselfishly sent me money to help get it started. He gave me money to get the best equipment, the best microphones, the best interface. Tommy Collins didn't have to do that. Tommy Collins is one of the most unselfish people, the most thoughtful person. And I wish I could see him more. I wish I could give him the credit that he deserves. because he changed my life. He gave me a purpose at a time when I needed it. You guys need to understand that Tommy Collins is the reason Husky Talk exists. And then we built off that. Coach Schuman, Eric Bechtel, and getting a chance to meet Mr. D'Amelio, I was starstruck. But people, you have to understand, it's amazing that we won the bowl game, but we need to have a sense of urgency now because we have to get into a conference. We have to get into a conference and we have to donate more money. Michael Burton has been doing this and shouldering this alone, and he doesn't have to. We have strength in numbers. We have strength in numbers. We have so many alumni out there. And I know that we traditionally have not donated a ton, but the landscape of college football has changed completely, whether we like it or not, and it's not going back. And if we want UConn to continue to have this kind of success, to be 9-4, to not lose a Skylar Bell, we need to donate. www.bleedingblueforgood.org. Please go there, donate. Your donation, every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. If you want to be a sponsor, we need sponsors. Dave Schuman, his YouTube channel has 1.07 million subscribers. Your business will be seen by, and we average 70 million views per month. And that's based on YouTube. Give us a shot. Podcasting is the best form of sponsorship out there. We have the best ROI compared to radio or television. Give us a chance. That's all I'm saying. But I know that we have to wrap it up. We are going to try to continue to do Husky Huddle and get guests on every week. And, we can recap the season. We can look forward to next season. We can go through the recruiting class. There's a lot to talk about. If there's any programming. Oh, Sweater wanted a shout out. I'm sorry I missed that. If there's any additional programming you want to see, just tell me. Any alums who want to come on Husky Talk, I got some great contacts. I can't wait to have you on. But just thank all of you for your support this season, for watching our content. You've kept us alive. You've kept us going. We want UConn to use us. We think UConn is making a mistake by not taking advantage of this platform, because we can bring in donations. We can get people to join the C Club. And I implore anyone watching this show, contact Phil Hunt, contact Kevin Freeman, tell them they are wasting a huge opportunity by not using us, because nobody will work harder than us. Nobody believes in UConn more than us. Nobody will do whatever it takes like we will. We will bring in the money to Bleeding Blue. We will get people to join the C Club. And that's what I need support on. There's 298 people watching this right now. If all 298 of you email Phil Hunt and Kevin Freeman and say, I want 300 people, good, 300 people. You want the truth? Here's the truth. UConn produces horseshit content. Coach Schuman and I produce great content. Coach Schuman and I can analyze football, basketball, whatever sport there is. Coach Schuman and I are entertaining. The Locked On people, they suck. They suck donkey dick. We don't. We are the best of the best. And if you want to make money, come to the best of the best. You want to be a sponsor, come to the best of the best. But for UConn to not take advantage of 70 million views a month, you don't think that's going to help the C Club? You don't think that's going to help Bleeding Blue? Are you out of your goddamn mind? It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. You're either with us or you're against us. And if you want to be against us, we'll do it on our own. We'll do it on our own and we'll laugh in your face while we're doing it. We'll laugh in your face while we're doing it. I promise you. We gave you a proposal. We gave you an opportunity to use our content, to use our platform. And if you don't take it, and we gave you a budget that is very, very small. We don't even care about the money. We just want to help the program. We don't want to see the program go backwards. We have momentum. We have momentum now. And if we don't take advantage of it now, we're never going to get into a conference and we are going to regress. So I implore all of you, Phil Hunt, Kevin Freeman, let them know that Husky Huddle, Husky Hoops, Coach Schuman, Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel is the best platform for UConn content and will get people to join the C Club and raise money for Bleeding Blue. That's the bottom line because Steve fucking Cully said so. So please, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Coach Mora, you don't know me. You probably will never know me or care to know me. Congratulations. You did more with less than anyone. The offensive coordinator. I don't like the outside zone. I'd like to get away from running outside zone, but at least you ran it from the pistol. I will accept it from the pistol. The sprint out was good. I loved your game plan. I apologize because I haven't in the past, but you put together a very good game plan against North Carolina and did a phenomenal job. Coach Brock, the defensive coordinator, you get those kids playing hard. They believe in you. They believe in your system. I did not, and I will be the first to say it. Back in August, when I heard we were playing the 3-3-5, I pooped all over it. And you took a broomstick and you shoved it up my ass because your system works. Your defense is incredible. Your defense is successful. Your defense made a difference. So kudos to you as well. I tip my hat. I apologize because I was a college football coach for 10 years and I've been out of the game for a few. So I don't have all the answers, but sometimes I think I do. So, Mr. Benedict, again, you don't know me. You probably will never know me, but thank you for everything you've done in believing in football and not giving up on the program. You could have given up on the program and you didn't. And I'm going to give a shout out to Coach Edsel, Randy Edsel. And it's because I know the second time around was not what we expected. But Randy Edsel built this program. Don't forget that. Randy Edsel put his blood, sweat, and tears back in 1999 and built this program with Mr. Perkins. And I think that gets lost in the shuffle as well. Randy does not get the credit he deserves. And I know that's because of the way he left and losing the Holy Cross and all that. But that should not make everything else that he did forgotten. He beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame. He took us to our first BCS Bowl. He overcame obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. He developed players. He believed in education. So please, don't forget Randy Edsall as well. Randy Edsall took this program and made it Division I. We would not be here without him. And you know, Coach P, Bob Diaco, Randy Edsall made the difference. Jim Mora is making a difference. And we're going in the right direction. So again, thank you to all the alumni who came to the game. Thank you to everyone who supports this show. Thank you to Mike Burton for all the work you do with Bleeding Blue, for going to your son's games at Georgetown and still coming to UConn's games. Your wife, Tiffany, she is very sweet and kind, and she's behind you all the way, and that's just amazing. But I implore our alumni, do not let Mike Burton do this alone. If we all can contribute, if we all can donate every dollar, please donate to Bleeding Blue. And I promise you, we will get into a conference. I promise you, we will have continued success with donations to Bleeding Blue, joining the C Club, and getting Kevin Freeman and Phil Hunt on board with bringing us on board. Because we have the platform. We can get you the members. We can get you the donations. But you got to give us a chance. You got to give us a chance. And if our alumni can email them, I will do anything. Because I just want to help UConn. I just want to help UConn. So, great episode. Sorry you had 45 minutes with me. But this is Steve Cully, Husky Huddle, Coach Schuman Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button and you'll get the best content available. And remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back at life.